believe it. That's Clone Force 99.
This is Wrecker, Hunter, Echo, Tech, and Crosshair.
Oh, I don't have a cool send-off. This is embarrassing.
Obviously, we are different.
We're all you're getting.
Ha! We're all you need.
They call themselves the Dad Batch.
Experimental Unit Clone Force 99. The defective clones with desirable mutations.
This is one meeting I don't want to miss.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Dad Batch Podcast, episode 142. My name is Stevie Kicks, and I am one of your three hosts today. And with us, as always, the other Dad Batchers, your space daddies. First up, specialty costume manufacturer, painter, and galactic arms dealer. It's John Rodriguez. How are you, man?
Heyo.
Hey,
Good.
yo.
How are you?
Good,
How are
good.
you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks. Next up, the six-time commanding officer of the 501st Legion's Southern California Garrison and an all-around good guy, Rami Shanaday. How are you, dude?
I'm good.
Good,
How
man.
about you?
Good. I'm all right. I'm in a lot of pain right now. I got super sunburned.
Oof. Oh, that's right. You've been working outside in the backyard.
Yeah, we've been working on the backyard, and it was we had like a break in the heat. So like I think it was on, I want to say Saturday.
So you got suckered into a false sense of security, huh?
Dude, it was a beautiful breeze. It was like a nice 76 degrees. Perfect weather. Okay? And by the end of the night, I was already like, ooh, this is not going to be good. Sunday morning, I wake up and I'm like throbbing in pain. Everything's just on fire. Turns out I got second-degree burns on my neck. There's like literally, I'm covered in blisters. And this is going to sound really gross. So if you're just tuning into the show for the first time, so when I lay down on my bed, all the blisters pop on my pillow.
No.
And then I wake up in the middle of the night stuck to it.
No.
It's that bad.
Terrible.
It's disgusting.
Sleep on your front, dude. What the heck?
No. Yeah. Get some aloe, dude.
Gross.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm in
aloe.
major recovery mode right now. I'm just peeling and bleeding and all kinds of things, and I'm just in constant pain. But
Nasty, dude. I'm sorry.
but the backyard is going to be ready.
But the backyard's great.
Nothing will stop me for being ready for 4th of July. So we're going to have meat and movies, and it's going to be a great time. How are you guys doing?
Can you maybe stop getting hurt for a week? Just
Dude, I know. I busted the same finger that I cut a month ago. I busted it on the opposite side. And it's just, yeah.
Gnarly. Well,
stop.
How are you?
We're all fine here. We're all fine. How are you?
unfortunately, I'm working the 4th of July, but the 5th of July, which is a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, I'll be grilling that day.
Saturday.
I'm right? Saturday is the 4th?
Yeah.
That's what I said. So Sunday the 5th, when I'm not working, I'll be grilling. Right? Sunday's the 5th.
No. The 4th is a Friday.
I think the 4th is a Friday.
Oh, really? Then,
Yeah.
Damn. Then I guess I'll have to
3
wait till
day
the
weekend.
6th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same stuff? You're going to cook the same stuff?
Yeah, the same stuff I get, the Argentinian stuff. It's just can't go wrong with it, really.
Oh, man. I can't wait for that Comic-Con.
But this week, not this week, but so earlier, I'm going to tell you guys a little story. Earlier in the week, it was we were celebrating our buddy Kiefer's birthday, and we were going to meet up at Scum and Villainy. just for a couple drinks, whatever. And I wanted to get him a little gift, So we went to Target and I picked out this specific little Godzilla toy, like a little figure, whatever. And Amy was like, "Oh, I want a Godzilla figure," and I was like, "You know what? Like, you haven't seen any Godzilla movies, so I don't, let's wait till you watch a movie, and if you like it or whatever, then we can talk about getting a Godzilla toy. But I don't want to just get a random, I don't want it to be a random dinosaur you just throw away, like I want you to watch the film, whatever." Anyway, fast forward to today. She's on summer vacation, so she's here, and we watched Godzilla -1, which at first I was a little hesitant because there's a lot of like death and stuff, but I watched a little bit of it first just to check it out, and I realized it's not that bad. So we watched it together. She absolutely loved it, and right after the movie, and not only that, just before that, she was like asking me if it was real because that's how good it looked to her. She's like, "Did this happen? Like, is this a real thing?" Now, and also the whole Japan and World War II thing,
Mm-hmm.
I sort of was explaining stuff to her as we went. Like, this happened, and then she's like, "Oh, but Godzilla's there. Like, did that happen?" And I was like, "No, maybe no."
Oh, it's hard. Yeah, it's hard when they intertwine reality with the.
So check it out. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
She wasn't sure yet. So anyway, we watched the movie. She loved it. She's like, "Can we go get a figure now?" And I was like, "You know what? I said you could after you watch one, so let's go, And I knew that Target had that specific figure from -1, and there were a couple others, whatever. So we went and I showed her. I'm like, "This is the figure from the movie we just watched," And she saw a different one, caught her eye, and it was like this one with flames. And it turns out it's the Fire Godzilla, which I'm holding in my hand now.
Ooh, sick!
Like this, yeah. So this is the one from 95 or 99.
Does it light up?
It doesn't light up, but if you shine a light behind it, it's like hollow, whatever, or
see-through. Yeah,
it's transparent. So anyway, so she got this one, and I was like, "Well, you know what? Let's watch this movie because let's see this specific one." Because she was like, "Oh, I like this one because it's on fire." Da, da, da. I'm like, "No, it's on fire because it's from a specific movie." So we looked it up, and I had to rent it on Amazon. It was $3, whatever. So we rented it and we watched it. And the funny thing was, and sure enough, yeah, he's orange and on fire and everything, whatever. And it was funny because she could tell right away, like the difference in the quality. She's like, "This is fake." And I was like, and I'm like, "Yeah, there's people in costumes." And she's like, "Yeah, that's a costume." But she's like, "How are they so big?" And she didn't realize that they were miniature cities. I'm like, "Well, the cities are small, and she's like, "What?" Like, okay. She was like, I'm like, "This is a movie, I'm like, the other one was also a movie. Like, that didn't happen. Like, I'm trying to explain, like, it's the same thing. Like, one was just done a long time ago and one was recent. But she also liked it. And then I asked her, I'm like, "Which movie did you like more?" And she actually liked the 90s movie more just because she had the fig and she liked the fig. And she's like, "Yeah, I like this specific dude, whatever." I'm like, "All right, cool." I'm like, fair enough.
Is that the one that had the soundtrack with P. Diddy?
No. This was a Japanese movie. It's not the American Godzilla. It's a Japanese production. Yeah.
The Matthew Broderick one.
You think of the Matthew Broderick one?
No, yeah. This is not that. That's it, though. That's
awesome. So she's a Godzilla fan now?
She likes Godzilla now, yeah. And I asked her, I'm like, "Can I borrow your toy so I can talk about what we did today?" She's like, "Yeah, here you go."
That's so funny. It's because what's funny is like, well, it's not funny, but what's interesting is how like Godzilla came about in a post-apocalypse. I might have said this before in the past, but I was,
you have, yeah.
Godzilla came out in a post-apocalyptic era, post World War II in Japan, right? Where those people have seen literal apocalypse. I was actually thinking about that this week because we've been doing the MCU rewatch in our house, and we finally made it to. We finished Avengers 1, so we're on Iron Man 3 right now. But it's just it's almost the exact same theory, where here in America we lived in a post 9/11 reality, and in 2009, I think 2010, when Avengers came out, it was like all about New York getting blown up and what happens if there's a big attack, right, in a city, and how does the public react and all this stuff. And I was just like, man, it's such a testament to how I guess art imitates life, but also how we kind of process it as like a culture, right? And then we never would have gotten things like Godzilla, stuff like that. So just kind of cool. Like your daughter picked up on that like right away.
Well, yeah.
I mean, not that deep, but she's like, wait, it's not real.
Yeah, well, one compared to the other, because I had told her like in the movie certain events did actually happen. Like, you know, the guy comes home and his whole town was bombed, and it's like, okay, that happened. And she was like, okay, but did that also happen? Because it looks so good. That's what I'm saying. Like the quality was so good compared to like a dude in a suit. Like, you know, that's all.
That's cool, man.
It's called budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's technology because
Minus
One didn't have a budget either. You know, it had it's a small budget actually, and they did a lot with that.
If any of our listeners out there are Godzilla -1 fans, if you go to Godzilla.com right now, they have the -1 Japanese collector's edition back up for pre-order. So it's a 4-disc set. And you get -1 on HD, Blu-ray HD, -1 on Blu-ray, -1 color, and then the bonus disc.
Black and white's good. Also, one last thing, something I didn't pick up on the first time I watched -1 because I watched it once before, and then so today I rewatched it. The ending, so because I was like, oh, there was talk about a sequel recently. I heard a little chatter on the interwebs about a sequel happening. And I was like, a sequel? Like, I don't remember. Like, I thought they killed Godzilla at the end. So when I was watching today, I realized, oh, man. Like, so at the end, they show Godzilla regenerating. Yeah. And then they show the I think her name was Toriko. The mother figure in the movie. She had a huge... She almost got killed. It looked like she was dead. And at the end, they show her recovering at the hospital. And she has this, like... almost like a symbiote style, like little black fluid thing coming up from her neck. And essentially, and I looked it up, I was like, what is that? Like, what am I looking at? Essentially, that's the Godzilla cells that basically saved her life after the blast, because Godzilla did the blast, and then that's what kind of blew her away.
So she's going to turn into like a venomized Godzilla?
No, so yeah, so the theory was, so Godzilla will be back because obviously Godzilla regenerates, and this woman might develop abilities that she didn't obviously have before. So something might happen, either super healing or maybe she has fire breath. I don't know, but there's something there, and I'm very interested, very, very interested. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. There's also a trailer. There was a trailer for oh, it's not really even a trailer. There's a teaser for Godzilla Kong Supernova, I think it's called.
Is that the third one?
Yeah, it just started production.
That sounds crazy.
But that's all it was. It was just like a title reveal trailer.
Supernova?
Mm-hmm.
What is a planet going to crash into Earth and they're going to punch it back or something?
I don't know, man.
Like together, they just like
the Godzilla Kong series is just like it's jumped the shark like so long ago that it's an awesome movie.
It's turned into like a Fast and the Furious of the MonsterVerse, you know?
Yeah, it's like
that's how I see it now. It's just like fun.
Shark Tornado or Tornado Shark or something.
Sharknado.
Yeah, it's like one of those.
Yeah, but better, I think.
Yeah. What's up, Remy? How you doing?
I'm good. Good.
Anything going on?
No.
Oh, that's right. You've been out of town.
Yeah, I was out of town for a couple of weeks, so I'm back home now.
Nice.
Oh, look what the cat dragged in.
Who decided to join the party? Look what the thunderstorm dragged in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pod. Sithing ain't easy. Brian.
Hello there.
Thanks for making it to the show, dude.
Yeah.
I woke up at 5:30 a.m., drove 4.5 hours. Did a bunch of work with a couple hours of driving, and then just drove 4.5 hours home through a super gnarly thunderstorm, which was like full white knuckle, like 60 mile an hour wind, etc. And I literally just pulled up, took a shower, and blessing you with my presence.
And you still saw fit to come hang out with us.
That's my commitment to this podcast.
Always late, but worth the wait.
Since I wasn't here last weekend or last week, I don't know.
Well, it's good to have
weeks are blurring into the days.
Good to have you back, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Thank you, guys. Fix my camera here for the viewing listeners.
All right. Well, while you're getting that ready, I am going to pull up the box office top 5.
Oh, let's go. I want to talk about this.
Yes, and we will. I specifically didn't talk about that movie so that you could talk about it this week. But coming in number one for the second week in a row, How to Train Your Dragon, with a weekend gross of 37 million, total box office of 172. Coming in second place with its first week in theaters, 28 years later, the highly anticipated sequel with a weekend gross of 30 million, a total gross of 36 million. In third place, we have Elio with a weekend gross of 21 million, total gross 27 million.
Heck yeah.
That was its first week out. So
I saw Elio with Amy. It was dope.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to want a little mini review in a minute. Fourth place for its fifth week in a row, it's still in top 5. Lilo and Stitch brought in another 9.7 million, bringing its total gross up to 390 million. And rounding out the top 5, we've got Mission Impossible Final Reckoning with its fifth week in a row, 6.5 million, total gross 180 million.
Do you know that the first Mission Impossible was 30 years ago? Tom Cruise has been making Mission Impossible movies for 30 years.
What was it?
Dang.
96?
95,
Wow.
96.
Wow. Yeah, number
I
one.
just heard that on a podcast on my literally right before I pulled in because they were talking about Tom Cruise making these movies forever.
Why do you guys think he's stopping on this one? Do you think he's going to?
62.
Yeah, but
Bro,
he's
he
not.
does all his own stunts.
He has
Like, I
no
don't-
signs of like getting weak.
Ego. He probably thinks bro. He's probably like, I'm done with these stunts. Like he probably had maybe a scare.
He's
or
a
something.
maniac.
I don't know. Maybe he wants to like go back into like the. My thought was he wants to go do like dramas again or something.
So I'll tell you this: my buddy is a stuntman, or was a stuntman in Hollywood, and he would say he worked on some of the Mission Impossible movies, and he would say that like Tom Cruise is like a wild man, like that. I can't remember which Mission Impossible it was, but when he's on that like top of that building in Dubai, remember that?
Oh, that was
scene?
Mission Impossible 14.
Which whatever, when he's up on top of that building, like he said they went because he's the one up there that did it, and he said they went up there and he was like, all right, like starting to climb up, and they had to like stop him because like he's like, dude, you gotta put your harness on, we got to get the safety check, and he's just like, go, just ready to go, like he was gonna go out there with like nothing.
Yeah.
Isn't that really him? Like when, like on the side of the cargo
Yeah.
plane, too, like on the side of the C-17.
Yeah.
Like he's just like hanging onto the side of a plane.
Yeah,
There's
he
a,
wants to do as much as his own stunts as he can.
He's our own Jackie Chan.
The premiere for F1 was last week, and the surprise guest, like he just totally decided to just make a surprise appearance at the premiere, was Tom Cruise. And so he walks up to Brad Pitt and he's like, "What's up, buddy?" And then Brad Pitt's like, "What the hell are you doing here?"
They were in Interview with a Vampire together.
Dude, that was also over 30 years ago.
Yeah,
And
that was a
and-
great film.
And so one of the reporters, they asked Brad Pitt, like, "Hey, would you ever consider working with Tom Cruise again?" And Brad Pitt was like, "Well, he, after Interview with a Vampire, he kind of went and did his own thing, like, jumping off airplanes and stuff. So if he wants to make a movie back on the ground, yeah, I'd join him.
That's funny.
I'm excited for F1. That comes out this weekend, I think.
My buddy worked on that film. He's
It's out, I believe.
Second AD.
It's out already?
Name dropping.
I think so.
Right.
Well, I didn't say his name.
I will see it. How was Elio, John?
Elio is dope. It's I believe it's Pixar, if I'm not mistaken.
It's Disney Pixar.
Yeah. It was. I mean, your typical, decent Pixar movie. Started off a little sad, and then, a bunch of really cool stuff happens. It's a kid. He goes through a bunch of stuff, and he's being raised by his aunt and whatever.
Oh wait, so the parents died?
The parents passed away. Yeah, in the beginning, they're basically
typical Disney. Typical Disney.
Tragedy.
Orphaned kid.
Yeah.
So living with his aunt. I guess the aunt is the voice actress is Zoe Saldana. Is that right?
Oh, nice.
I think that's her. Oh my god, I could be wrong. I hope I'm not wrong, but I think it's her. And it's a fun movie. Amy loved it. I thought it was pretty clever. There were some references from like adult movies, not adult movies. Sorry, like rated R grown up movies. Like Terminator, for example. There was a Terminator reference in there. That was like that I caught. I was like, oh, cool. And Amy was like, huh? Like nothing. Didn't get it, obviously. But yeah, very clever. Very cool. I recommend it if you got a little one that you want to take out to the movies. We ended up buying the souvenir cup, which is like it's like the cup is like the signature drink in the movie. It's called Glorb juice. So now she's like with the Glorb juice cup all over the place, like filling it up with water, whatever. And that's what she's drinking out of now forever. But yeah, it was great.
You know how the hot thing for the past few years has been like, oh, I'm gonna go get the latest Starbucks cup. And then I think last year I was like, oh, I need the Stanley cup, right?
Sure.
My
now
collection
popcorn
of
buckets.
my collection of popcorn buckets is getting out of hand.
You see the
buckets and cups.
Did you see the Fantastic Four one?
Dude, there's like I'm assuming you're talking about the Galactus head.
No, I'm talking about the fake one.
The Reed Richards one? The stretchy one?
Yeah, the stretchy one.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh,
there's a
it's
Herbie.
Not PG. It's not PG.
Oh, there's a Herbie one.
There's a Herbie one. There's a like a life-size Galactus head. That is the popcorn. Yeah.
A life size?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's a 2-story building.
Yeah, the Mr. Fantastic one looks life size too.
I'm gonna have to
all right, Brian.
liquidate some of these popcorn buckets. But coming in number 1 at the box office for the second week in a row was How to Train Your Dragon. I'm curious to hear what you thought about it, Brian.
Loved it. Loved. Big fan of How to Train Your Dragon, as I posted on Instagram. It is beloved in the Cook household. Followed along. Spoiler. I'm sure most people have seen it. Who really wants to see it? It follows the original animated movie almost word for word, with some small changes, which I felt were needed for kind of like how they did the story. And we'll just talk about it. It was like the story is Vikings, right? And they live on an island and dragons attack them. But in this one, it starts and there's Vikings and they're on an island, but there's like all these different cultures of
I think there's like an Asian Viking and there's like an African Viking and just.
So when it starts, you see other people and you're like, oh, weird, whatever, like if you're thinking, Icelandic Vikings or whatever, but then they explain how it's like they ran from their places of origin and all came together, which was I thought was like a really kind of cool way of like
they join the tribe sort of thing.
creating inclusivity or however you want to
Yeah.
say it, whatever.
That's
So
pretty
that was
cool.
really cool. So they kind of changed like a little bit of the verbiage and like some of the talking points, but other than that, it was like line for line. The actor that plays Hiccup crushed it. The girl that played Astrid crushed it.
So
I mean,
so,
Gerard
you know-
Butler, he was the voice of the dad, right? In the animated,
Yeah.
right? So
that's an awesome casting right there to get
slam
him.
dunk.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And isn't it Tandy Newton's daughter that plays
Yeah,
Astrid?
man. Nico Parker, who plays Astrid, is Tandy Newton's daughter.
She was
Nice.
so good. She had the attitude, the kind of swagger that Astrid had in the animated movie. The guy that played, and I'm just brain farting from being on the road all day. The guy, the peg leg dude, I can't
Gobber?
remember his name. Gobbler. He was awesome. I mean,
Nick
everyone
Frost.
everyone in it was awesome.
Fish Legs.
Fish
was-
legs,
He's Julian
from
Dennison from Deadpool 2.
I was
Yes.
gonna say Deadpool. Yeah, Deadpool.
fire. What was his name? Fire something. What
Fire
did his
Puncher.
no whatever. But yeah, I mean, hit me with all the feels the same way when I watched the animated movie. You know, definitely a bunch of choke up scenes. When he first touches Toothless, the CGI amazing. So yeah, when he first touches Toothless, and you know, that definitely so awesome. One of the best theme songs in a movie, honestly. Like the music, the composure through that is absolutely awesome. It was a 10 out of 10 for me. So the only thing that was a bummer was, you know, our daughter's not here right now, so we watched it without her, and we were like, oh,
Has she seen it?
wish sleep. No,
Okay.
no, because she's in Japan, and she was trying to figure out. I mean, she's working, so she doesn't really have time to like go try to watch a movie. But she was trying to figure out if she could go watch it in English, which apparently it's there, but I'm not sure. So, soups. It was cool. I mean, I'm ready. Our buddy Bourbon and Buckets, Tyler. He's a big fan, and he was like, "Go ahead and make the rest of them." And I was like, "Yes, make the other 2 movies, make all 3 right away. Like, let's go."
Oh, there's
So
3 more movies they can make.
There's
with
3
what they have.
movies. Yeah, and there's a bunch of animated
Well,
shorts.
If they play this right, I mean, with the big one being as successful as it is, they could follow the books and they could go all 12.
They could
mean,
Harry
that's-
Potter it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's over my head, but I mean, they could make 3 hits right away, and they already have. Is it Universal Studios? Where's the
That's right. Yeah.
Where's the How to Train Your Dragon land? I mean,
It's
they
gotta
already
be
have.
Universal.
It's
yeah.
universal.
Spoiler alert! They already have the baby dragons that Toothless has from the 3rd movie. So
What? Oh, dude.
keep it going.
Yeah, they're based on the little Boston Dynamics
yeah.
robots.
Oh,
it's
that's
those robot
right, the little
dogs,
guys,
right?
that's
Yeah.
they've got a flying drone one too, but I don't know if they brought it out yet. And they've got a bigger adult one as well that I also don't know if they brought out yet.
It was so awesome, and I mean, just so many scenes from the movie that they just remade realistic was just beautiful. 10 out of 10. I'll give 11 out of 10 if I can do that.
Mm.
So
I can't disagree with anything you've said, man. Like I took the whole family and we just absolutely loved it.
and I got you guys on that, right? Like you
Yeah.
never watched it before?
Yeah, dude, live on the podcast, I was like, "What is this? How to Train Your Dragon stuff?"
I
Yeah.
still can't get Amy to watch, so eventually, one day.
You can
And,
try
like,
the
I just-
shorts. The
'Cause
animated shorts. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to go watch the live action movie. I was going to see if maybe I can get her in, that way. And she was like, "No, I want to see Elio." And I was like, "All right, fine." That's why we saw Elio. But I was like, "Hey, here, let's try to Train Your Dragon, the movie, the like real people. It's not a cartoon." She's like, "No."
I think even the picture I posted of my family and I dressed up as them, that was actually before we really got into costuming. I think that was before Legion or right around the same time or something like that. A friend of ours, she's in the Hollywood business or whatever, and she got us into it was like a friends and family screening of the second movie when
That's
it came out.
2010, bro. 2014.
The second movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that was before I was in the Legion, before I was in the costuming, really, and we dressed up like them and went there, and it was so much fun.
That was 12 years ago, dude. Jeez,
man, so good.
Man.
They did. I mean, hats off to it's DreamWorks, right? DreamWorks.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean that's
Pixar. Oh,
insane, insane casting, music, everything. So I thought when it first started and it was like word for word the movie, like the first 5 minutes, I was kind of like, and then it just like it clicked after that and was really epic. Make them all 2 and 3. Let's go into production. And it being number one still.
I have a mini review, not of a movie, but of a TV show that I watched yesterday.
Oh.
I don't want to give it like a full rating or anything until I finish the whole series, but I started Ironheart last night.
Oh, is that out?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that sound right there
very
sums it up.
Convincing, yeah.
So,
Lay it on
you know,
us.
you got to keep in mind that they finished filming this over 3 years ago.
Okay.
And there's 6 episodes that they're literally releasing in just over 2 weeks. So 3 episodes yesterday, 3 episodes next week, and then it's over.
And that's it. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So if you don't know who Ironheart is, it follows the story of Riri Williams. She's a MIT college student. They introduced her character into the MCU in Black Panther 2. And she's so smart that she creates essentially her own Iron Man suit of armor on her own, which is very impressive. And then this series just kind of explores her journey kind of after the events of Black Panther 2. Just what's going on currently in the MCU.
Oh, and doesn't this series lead directly into Doomsday? Avengers Doomsday? That's what I heard.
No.
That's
so
what
when they filmed this series, Doom was not part of the story yet. They were still working on Kang. But and this might be what you're thinking, John.
Maybe.
Is that the tie-in between this series and Doomsday is that this show is going to illustrate how the technology of the MCU mixes with the supernatural of the MCU.
Okay, so it's the magic.
So essentially her suit of armor is going to get magic powers.
Blessed. Okay.
Yeah. And the reason that ties into Doomsday is because Dr. Doom, super technology guy who messes with magic. Yeah.
Magic boy. Yep.
I will say that the first 3 episodes, just like any new show, they have to do character building. Not so much the world building, but just the character development. So for that reason, the first 3 episodes felt really slow to me. It's not until the last few minutes of the 3rd episode that things really start to heat up, and then that's it. It's over.
How long does it take for her to put her suit on?
Oh, dude, first 2 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, because she already has it. She already has it from the movie.
All right, cool.
There's a lot of tie-ins to other parts of the MCU. There's a lot of tie-ins to the original Iron Man movie, which I appreciated as a fan. So there's a lot of tie-ins. I have heard from other bloggers, YouTubers that have seen the whole thing, because there are some people who got to see all 6, that the last 30 minutes of the final episode are just insane, and it almost makes up for the entire series. So we shall see. I will give my report next week on it, but
I'm
as
gonna
of
watch
right,
it too.
Yeah, it's a good watch.
We should all watch it.
It's not super heavy. It's not like a Loki that is gonna just completely change the
Loki was so good though.
Yeah, it's not going to change the platform of the MCU or anything, which I think is good because I think that Marvel is going to go towards this new territory of the TV shows not affecting the movies. And if they can stay separated like that, then I think they'll have a solid shot at this Marvel television stuff. So
I will watch it. I mean, they've really been promoting it heavy.
Yeah, I'm
a
interested.
lot.
Yeah,
For like
the
months.
the series takes place in Chicago, which is where I'm originally from. So I got to see a lot of like
It's your hometown.
yeah, I got to see a lot of places that I'm familiar with, and one of their hideouts is like this pizzeria place, like on the corner, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks like it should exist. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the little PR promo thing that they were running today with Robert Downey Jr. calling? It's like a FaceTime video of Robert Downey Jr. calling the actress that plays Ironheart. Yeah,
I saw that video.
I thought that was fun. A little bit of a passing the torch kind of thing.
Dude, he is
He's
RDJ.
now, so.
Yeah, he is so invested in the success of MCU. It has to do good.
He's got to. I'm sure I don't pay attention. I probably should. He's probably like the executive producer on probably everything now. He's got to be. He's got to have his fingers in all of it now.
Probably.
I mean, I'm sure all the Doom stuff at this point he will be.
Isn't he writing the story? Like it's his
Oh, really?
call, I guess. Yeah.
Could be.
Like or like Doom's backstory.
Yeah, I think he was writing the backstory for Doom.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know. Hope so.
Hey, speaking of Doom, I think there's going to be a lot of Doctor Doom cosplayers at San Diego Comic-Con this year.
I got my Doom.
Oh, you got your new Heroes and Villains Doom shirt.
I'm repping the Heroes and Villains Doom shirt right now.
I'm repping Heroes and Villains, but it's Maverick.
Nice. We all are.
We're all cool.
Because they're just so damn comfortable, man. Like these shirts are so soft.
They are.
Somebody screenshot that. I need a screenshot. Somebody hold it, Stevie.
Somebody get us a screenshot.
Screenshot.
Nate, Steph,
Screenshot?
someone's got it.
Click. All right. we'll screenshot it later on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody got
it. Mark the clip.
That's funny though. We're all wearing it as we should be.
Yeah, let's get that going. I got a new bumper for it, Rami.
Nice. Good song choice.
And the YouTube live goes down. Just kidding.
Yeah, right. We are, as we mentioned before, we are renaming our live appearances that we do at the cons. We have historically called them the family reunions. We're kind of retiring that name, saving it for celebrations, and renaming those events to Walking Workbench. So the Dad Batch podcast, Walking Workbench, will be live at San Diego Comic-Con on Friday of the con, a little bit later than we've usually done. So this is going to be Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. In room 7AB, same room that we're always in, the Star Wars room, on Star Wars Day. All 6 Space Dads, all of us will be there. We're going to dive into the cosplay scene at SDCC and bring the costume community together to share tips, tricks, encouragement for costume builds from all around the con. So we're going to be scouring the con for not just the best of the best, but also the most creative, innovative, skilled, and funny cosplay. It's not just about finding the best looking costumes, but if we see something that catches our eye and we can tell that something extra creative went into building the costume, or the maker did something extraordinary to pull off a detail or effect, those are the people we want to be talking to. And those are the tips, skills, makers we want to help bring to you, our audience, with our Walking Workbench event. So we're going to be walking around, filming people, talking to people. We'll post those videos. We'll hopefully be able to play them during the event. Also put them up on the YouTube afterwards. But again, we found that at the cons, it really is about the cosplay that we find at the events. So that's what we're going to be focusing on at most cons moving forward. So again, Friday of the San Diego Comic-Con from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., the Dad Batch Podcast, Walking Workbench in room 7AB. We'll see you there.
That will be the first time all 6 of us are on the panel together.
And if
It was
I'm
so
not
close.
mistaken-
It was so close at Japan.
All right,
Close.
Well, shoot.
But Luke was there Comic-Con last year, but he wasn't.
Oh, you're right.
He was stepdaddy still.
Did Luke and Joe go to Japan? Yeah, right. Damn.
Yes.
Well, this will be the first time. That's good. And I think we're all going to be wearing the same thing.
We're all wearing some form of Deadpool.
Yeah. So I want to encourage anyone that has either a mask or a Deadpool costume to bring it, wear it. Let's see how many we can bring. This isn't I don't know. It's not a challenge or anything, but if you got one, bring it out. Bring it
Yeah.
out. I'm not.
If anybody's got
Guinness
Deadpool.
isn't coming to see if we get the most. No, that's not happening. But
Join
bring it
the
out.
horde.
If you got to bring it out, yeah. Join
For the horde.
For the horde. It'll be fun.
Oh man, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be
Yeah,
hot.
it's gonna be a lot of sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Might end
thank
up
you
in
again.
Mos Eisley right after that too.
Oh, dude, yeah,
Then you
and
can
we
pull
are
out the
going
motherfucker.
straight. We should tell any listeners who are debating if they can go or
Oh,
not
yeah.
because it is a Friday night.
Oh,
We
yeah.
are going straight from the panel to Mosh Eisley.
So if you want to hang,
Which
or keep
Mosh
hanging,
Eisley don't get
come
going till like
on
9
out.
o'clock.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And let's
Sorry,
face it.
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Let's face it. It really doesn't get going until we show up. So come on.
Well, there's that part too.
Well,
The
this
show
year,
doesn't start.
If
I mean,
we're
the doors
dressed
open.
as we're dressed, should
I mean, the
be
doors open at what, like 8 or so, but then the show doesn't start until an hour after the
Yeah.
time. So.
Yeah. There's like a
Pre-game
cocktail
at the
hour or
panel.
whatever, and then it gets going a little bit later than that. And this event that we just talked about is not the only thing that we've got going on during San Diego Comic-Con. We've actually got something else that we're doing with some friends of ours that we will be announcing tomorrow. So keep your eye on the socials for that. That announcement will be going out tomorrow.
Well, thank you again, everybody, for tuning in. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at Dad Batch Pod. That's all one word, spelled out. Dad Batch Pod.
This garbage is nothing like clone armor.
Looks a little tight on you, old man.
Yeah, at least I know how to wear it.
That's right, everybody. It's time for the weekly workbench. All right, gentlemen, who is working on what?
No,
We weren't going to say anything. We were just going to watch you.
I guess that would be me.
How
I
tight is that?
literally, I don't know. I can't zip it up. I was looking for a shoestring to tie to the zipper to zip it up. I just came home to my Deadpool suit in a box from Jedi's Closet, who did a bunch of alterations to my Deadpool suit. She actually removed the bottoms.
That's
And it was-
crazy.
Oh, they zip now, right? Yeah.
Now it zips into 2 pieces. So
I
with
I
my
don't think I've
cowboy
ever seen a Deadpool costume do that.
Yeah.
I think you're the
Because
first
there's no
one.
vest. That's why. Because
Yeah,
my
just
U.S.
wear the
agent
pants.
has it, but the vest covers a zipper.
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
belt
Yeah.
goes over
And
that.
and that zipper will be covered by the belt.
Yeah,
Right.
it is exactly like there's like a waistline detail on the jumpsuit that the belt sits right over, so you don't see it. So I had her cut it there, put a zipper in it, so I could make it into 2 pieces. So for Cowboy Pool, because he doesn't wear the bottoms, he just has pants and chaps on.
Chaps.
And I
baby.
did not want to wear pants and chaps over the bottoms of the suit because that'd be warm and uncomfortable and bulky. So she did that. She when I got that suit and Raimi and I went to Florida with Heroes and Villains, got the suit kind of rushed. It was a little big for me. Raimi did his best with some hotel room alterations. which got us through that. But she really brought in the back. She took like 4 inches out of the suit. So when I zip it up, we'll see.
Are those shoulders aftermarket?
No, they're on it. They were on it.
They came with that suit.
White sheet. Yep, comes with rubber.
Looks so good.
So I have the bands, the rubber bands to replace these leather ones. I gotta either figure out if I need to cut these off or just glue that band right on top of it. TBD. We'll see what I'm gonna do there. Yeah, so
that's good.
I'm excited. I just got home. Cowboy pool. I've been posting a bunch of pictures.
Dude, yeah.
Final piece. I'm so happy with the way it came out. So tomorrow I'm definitely going to try the whole thing on. It's insanely comfortable. I think I mentioned before, maybe I didn't. The chaps are like motorcycle chaps that are normally chaps are really big, but like baggy because you wear them over your pants and stuff. But my buddy has a heavy duty leather sewing machine, and he brought them in for me. We brought them in the first time, and they were like really tight, like too tight. So, but luckily we had some extra fabric in there, extra leather. So we opened it back up, and those fit perfect now. Everything I'm super stoked on. I kind of ghetto made some leather pouches because I couldn't find ones that I liked online, and I had a thin sheet of leather. So I made some pouches, just used barge cement to glue them into shape, and I have to paint them, which my paint just came in Amazon. Again, came home to all kinds of stuff that I needed to build to finish. So I swear it's fitted, but the back is completely open. So
this is usually the part where you yell at me to come zip that up.
Adorn me, Beardo. So if I can find a shoelace while the next person goes, I'll try to zip it up. Stoked. Comic-Con's going to be insane. I mean, everyone's stuff is coming together. John can stop complaining after what he just sent to us in the group chat. So we'll see.
We'll see. Give me a minute. Let Stevie go.
I too have a Deadpool update. It's not for mine though. My mask has not come in yet. Although I got shipping information, so I'm just waiting for it to update. However, my son's Kidpool mask came in, and it is a thing of beauty.
So good. It's
like
so good.
It's this is made by Pippo Spidey.com.
Yeah, that's where mine's from.
It's got like the rubberized texture. What is this, like a vinyl overlay?
Yeah, it's screen printed.
It's stretchy.
Yeah.
It's got the zipper on the back. It's got the Kidpool stitching all the way down the front and the top and the back.
Amazing.
The eyes they magnet off.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I want to do to customize the mask, and I should have asked him to do it for me ahead of time. The screen accurate Kidpool mask does not have the chin. It's like a half mask.
Cut it.
So because
like mine.
Because when you see Ryan Reynolds' daughter talking, you can see her. You can see the line. You can see the line of the half mask.
Cut it.
So yeah, I want to do that, but I don't want to mess up the fabric.
Don't cut it. Do not listen to Brian.
Is it glued to it,
bro?
I don't know.
Do you think Ollie's going to be talking enough to where this is going to matter?
Well, it'll help him breathe better, won't it?
And he gave him full
there's
permission.
Holes in the mask.
But John, he gave Ollie full permission to use curse words.
Yeah,
that's fine. He'll still be able to scream through the mask.
He's been practicing. He's been practicing all the Kidpool lines.
Oh gosh.
When I want your opinion, I'll have Wolverine take his
whoa,
out of your mouth.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Jeez.
You're all go ahead, son.
And it looks great. Say it. Stevie shared photos with us in private. Yo, what's up, dude? What's up, Kidpool?
What up, Ollie?
Are you ready, dude? Are you
ready
to say all the bad? Are you ready to say all the bad words?
No, he's like no.
Yeah, but your dad said you're allowed to. Your dad said you're allowed to say bad words when you wear kid pool. No?
He's saying
He's
no.
like,
He's saying no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked him, I'm like, are you ready to say all the bad words? He's like, no.
That's
So-
how Bray always was with like lines for scripts and stuff. Like we'd be like, dude, it's in the script. You can say it. He would not want to do it. It never mattered.
But yeah, his kid pool is completed. The only thing left on it is I have to weather it because the mask is so good that it's like it's a dark and weathered mask, and it just made all the other brand new stuff like stand out like a sore thumb. So all that bright red, I gotta like knock it down. I was gonna ask you guys, what do you recommend?
The Dirty Down stuff is awesome. Dirty Down.
What is Dirty Down?
So Dirty Down's like a weathering spray that a lot of people have been using. I've just started using it. Someone was kind enough to send me a couple cans. I have a soot black and a brown.
Where do I order
use
this
those,
from?
Gobbles Ink. Gobbles with a Z Ink. They're on Instagram.
Goblins Hut?
Gobbles. Not I guess that's like the distributor, so I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a US distributor. It's usually
They're
out of
from
the UK.
Yeah.
Hold on. Goblins?
No, it's like Gobble.
Hang on, I'll look it up.
Gobbles.
I'll drop the link in the chat.
And
Anyway.
for the budget conscious consumers, you can get the flat black Lowe's brand spray paint for $2.50.
It's not the same. This isn't paint. It's not paint. It's like an alcohol spray. It's weird. It's like a tint. You can use basically like thinner or like the alcohol technique type thing. You can do that with this. Spray a lot and kind of wipe it down, and that's what I used on this Deadpool. I weathered a Deadpool costume for my neighbor's friend.
Not everybody needs to be a Lumiluster. You know what I mean?
This is not a Lumiluster, dude.
Not everyone needs the top like expensive stuff. You can.
This is not expensive.
You can get a similar effect.
No, do not spray paint your costume. No, it's not the same.
That's what this is.
Yes, I know. It's not the same. I'm sorry. It looks great. Your costume looks great, but this is something else.
It is goblinshut.com. That's the US distributor.
There you go. This is like an alcohol spray, dude. It's different. It's a little different.
Please link the Lowe's brand.
Do not.
99 cents.
Don't you dare. Mute him.
According to May, you're still on timeout. Thank you.
There you go. You're on
What?
timeout.
May?
Mute
What
him
did I do?
permanently.
Keep your 10.
Anyway. So, me personally, work-wise, I haven't done too much. I printed a belt buckle for Deadpool, which, whatever, it's just there. And I'm still working on the katana sheaths. That I'm not working on them. They're still there. I haven't touched them since last week. I just need to spray them black and maybe weather them a little bit. But a couple things. You can't really see it behind me, but there's a mannequin with a Deadpool mask, and it has the green hoodie version of the costume on. But over that, there is a king's cape and a king's crown. I was going to see... So, long story short, I'm sure you all remember the whole debacle with the vendor about the suit, not making the suit, wanting to send me a different suit, this and that. So I guess, long story short, they agreed to send me something that wasn't what I ordered, but it was something that I might be able to wear in lieu of that and still be able to make the group that we're doing with everyone. So and apparently, and it was in limbo for a long time because they said they had shipped it and we weren't sure, and even the tracking number didn't really activate until like today, which is like 9 days later. But apparently they did actually ship something and it should be here tomorrow. So we'll see what actually arrives. Obviously we're not going to be here to talk about it, but next week you'll find out, I guess, if it's a bust or if it's something good. But apparently there's a suit in there for me, and I'm going to see if I can get it rigged in a way for the king pool to work for the convention that we're all going to.
It's probably going to be a Daredevil.
Who, me? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's probably it's either a Daredevil or a Deadpool in size small or something. I'm not holding my breath. I'm really hoping they come through with something that fits me, because I was like, does this even fit me? Is it my size? And they're like, yeah, it's your size. And I was like, this sounds too good to be true. We'll see. So that arrives tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, yeah. If we can make that happen, I'm gonna see if the whole King Deadpool thing can work out. I don't know if people watch Deadpool Wolverine. You see him in way in the background, almost like a silhouetted figure. But he's there, so it's a real thing, and it's in the comedy. But he's in the MCU. So the thing is, we're all doing such not obscure, but we're all doing such different versions that it's going to be really fun to have all these different things. Because the green hoodie's fun, it's fine. Like, and that's still an option if things fall through or whatever doesn't fit or it's not right. I'm still wearing the green hooded version. But if things go right for some reason, it'll be fun to have that amount of variety in the group. So yeah, that's it, I guess. What's this? There you go. And there's actually a shot with King Deadpool. He's in the back. You can't see him because this shot is straight on. But there's one that's a little higher up that's looking a little more at an angle, and you can see him back there. You see Joe's as well. Joe's is right there, actually. There's Brian's.
Joe, Raimi. What is Joe's? You dubbed him.
There's Oliver. Joe is the
greatest showman.
That's so good. Wait a second, John. Didn't you make a head pool?
I have one. Yeah, it's right there.
Dude, you got to bring it.
You got to bring Headpool. We'll figure out some way to have him flying around.
Printed. It's so heavy.
Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out.
And it's chromed. It's not a skull.
I just love when he's like, Uzi time, baby.
And she's like, Uzi time, baby. I really wish someone would have done the 2099 Deadpool, the one on the left there in the image, the futuristic one.
It's so cool.
Not too late. And someone can get on it.
Fun detail I noticed. I don't know if anyone else had noticed, but every Deadpool that shows up in this variant scene, in the Deadpool core scene, they're all wearing Deadpool 2 costumes, because Deadpool Prime gets his costume from the TVA.
Oh yeah,
right. That's the Deadpool 3 costume. Yeah, so you're Prime, and so is Luke. Apparently,
Luke's is 2, but he is our Deadpool Prime.
Yeah, but yeah, fun detail. Didn't realize until the other day.
We don't have a Deadpool 3, do we?
Yeah, Brian's is Deadpool 3. Luke's is Deadpool 3.
But I'm wearing cowboy.
No, wait, Luke's is Deadpool 2.
No,
Luke's is a 2.
Yeah.
But
yours is
because Luke was gonna, he looked into getting the DP3 from Elfet.
Elfet.
Yeah. It's like $3,000.
$4 billion. Yeah.
Well, that's what his is. His is an Elfet.
Yeah, he's not going to downgrade. He's not going to downgrade to any of the things that we get. He's
yeah, bro. He's already tasted the real thing.
Greatness. I've tasted it too. I've worn it.
That's disgusting.
I can taste Luke. The smell is musk.
Okay. After like 2 weeks of like solid sewing, I'm back to printing stuff. So let's see. Been working on printing parts for both Deadpool and Captain Silvo. And some leather work as well, actually. So got a few bits and bobs taken care of for Captain Silvo's belt rig, which is on the mannequin here. Not that you're going to be able to see it. I'm pretty sure this is not going to get me in trouble because it's like not real, but so got the pirate blaster printed out for Captain Silvo. John's talking, but we can't hear him. So
I said mine wasn't real either, and we got shut down.
Which one was it that got us shut down? Was it the
Alien Romulus?
The alien one?
Yeah, that's the most.
Didn't even look remotely real.
Gun I have, yeah.
Goodness. Okay. So got shout out to Big Fred's Customs for the files for the pirate blaster for Captain Silvo, and because there are Skeleton Crew blaster files out there, but he was the only source for the one that Jod carries that I could find. Period. Like one and only one that I could find.
He's reliable.
And he also had the files for the sword thing that Silvo carries, or that Jod carries. So this is the version that this piece is a little smaller than it should be because I'm going to wrap the handle with real leather. So and he had different versions of the handle so that this one is smaller so you can wrap it with leather. So it's a little bit smaller so that it's got the room. There's tolerances here so you can wrap it. And then I also have, so I've got a real Webley Mark 6
Show it.
Revolver that I cannot show.
Let's see it.
That will get us shut down. I obviously can't bring that with me to Comic-Con, but that's the gun that Golden Age Deadpool has. But I finally found files to print one.
Nice.
They were kind of iffy. They were free files off of Thingiverse, but I figured them out and I printed them. They're in bits and pieces, so I can show the pieces. Like, so like here's there were two parts here. I glued them together, like a left and a right. So here's like this piece, got the barrel. I got to get these pieces cleaned up, and then here's like this piece. And so I'll get those together. And then there was a separate maker that had like remixed those files that had, because this guy didn't make grips for it, but I found another guy that actually had compatible Webley grips that I resin printed. So they actually have like all the details that are nice and clean. So you can see how crisp those came out. So I'll get this all cleaned up and put together, and I'll actually have that. And I've got all the leather to do all, and all of the buckles and everything. So I've got a blank 3-inch round belt blank coming for Golden Age Deadpool. As soon as that comes, I'll get a precise measurement off of it, and I will finish modeling out the belt buckle that will be a 3D printed piece that goes over that. That'll be the Deadpool belt buckle, because his is different than, of course, than everybody else's.
Yeah.
They're all different. So, but I'll have a functional belt buckle underneath the Deadpool looking one. So, because it's just a steel belt buckle that I ordered. So as soon as that comes, I'll get measurements off of that. I can print the resin one that'll go over it. Then I can get that finished off, and I'll get all the leather work done. So hopefully by next week, I'll have Golden Age Deadpool's leather work finished. And I might have the leg wraps for Captain Silvo done too. Because he's got spats that go over his boots. I have the boots, but I don't have the leg wraps and spats that go over him finished yet. But I do have all the leather for all that. So I went to Tandy earlier this week and got all that. So hopefully I'll have more to show next week in the form of some finished parts. I've got a stack of stuff. I've got a Lumiluster. So
I have a question about Jod's belt buckle, because it looks so intricate. Is that printed?
It is. This is resin printed. If you give me a second, I can get it off the mannequin and I can bring it closer to the camera.
Sure. I was just curious because it looks real.
Rami can join Cape and Pistol Coalition with that Golden Age Deadpool pistol. That was for you, Steven.
Thanks. Wait, that is resin printed?
Yep.
Wow. It looks like it's made out of
That's insane.
metal.
It's like the Dad Batch knows what they're doing.
That's
with,
the idea, right? Yeah.
Printing and painting and stuff.
Now you're getting it.
You fooled me, man.
It looks real.
Look, you can still see the if I can get the camera to.
Yeah, I can see it's not painted on the back.
It's not painted. Look, you can even still see the zits from where the supports were on the resin print.
Man.
Nice.
So proof.
That's the
okay?
best way to prove it. Yeah.
Proof of life, right there.
Like,
but on the front, and all of it's a Lumiluster glory.
That's all that matters.
That's
beautiful, Rami.
Sweet.
So,
guys, Comic-Con's going to be so fun.
That file's free on the internet too, guys.
Nice.
So
is that on Rami's Rami's free file?
It's not. It's not. There's a great build thread out on the RPF for this character that has an amazing breakdown of every episode and every costume part as it appears in every single episode, part for part, episode by episode.
Wow.
And you can basically say like, okay, these pieces were seen in this episode, and this is like screenshots and every little part. And one of the guys on that thread meticulously found screenshots and modeled it all out and made the files available for free. So shout out. And
great.
I think he's the same guy that's working on the build thread for this on the Underworld detachment for the 501st.
Oh, nice.
So
Do they know the origin of that buckle, that belt buckle?
nope, not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I dig it, man. Yeah, like I said, Comic-Con's gonna be so fun.
Choice.
Yeah.
So choice.
All right, guys, let's get into some news, and then we should wrap it up for tonight. But hey, Raimi.
Hey, Stephen.
We're being hailed. This encryption's new. This might take a while.
Okay, so if you go to Disney Plus and pick Star Wars and then scroll down to series and specials, you might notice a couple of new shorts listed there that were filmed at the happiest place on earth. So Disney Plus has started adding virtual POV videos for the rides and lands at the Disney theme parks, including 2 POV videos filmed inside Galaxy's Edge. So the Star Wars Rise of the Resistance POV video is a full 14 minutes long and includes footage of both the queue area as well as the entire ride experience. Similarly, the 13-minute long POV walkthrough video titled Star Wars Galaxy's Edge does a full end-to-end circuit of the entire Black Spire outpost, including each of the different areas. So these videos were released as part of Disneyland's 70th anniversary celebration, and I haven't been able to find any other POV videos of the other attractions, but it does seem like there's going to be more of these coming for other rides elsewhere in the park. And I've got a trailer for the Galaxy's Edge ones here that we can play.
Ooh.
We can bring the audio down. I don't know if there's enough of the Disney soundtrack here to get us in trouble or what, so we'll talk over it.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
But you can see, I mean, this is footage from a combination of the 2 walkthrough videos, and some of it's sped up, so it actually moves through the attractions fairly slowly. Like I said, they're like 13 and 14 minutes long. You do encounter the characters through this. They clearly filmed it in the middle of the night when there was nobody in the park.
So what's funny about that too is that's basically what like YouTubers have been doing, and like social media people have been doing stuff like that. And Disney's kind of like, maybe we should do this and release it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or Disney Plus or whatever. Yeah. That's cool.
Go back up. Oh yeah. So they're there too, I guess, under documentaries, but they're also under like the series and specials category. But yeah, there they are.
Presented by Coca-Cola.
Presented by
Yeah, I noticed that.
Well, I mean, they have the little Coke bottles, right? The little balls. So.
It does appear that they're planning on adding more of these for other attractions elsewhere in the park. But I haven't found them yet, so I think these are the first 2.
Presented by...
Did we talk about, or was it announced what the next ride for the Millennium Falcon would be?
Well, we know that they're adding content for the Mandalorian and Grogu film.
Okay, so that was announced.
Yes. Yes, they are. And they're launching that day and date with the release of the film next year.
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah, that's gonna be super like trippy because the entire park is set up to be like in the middle of the sequel era. So like I'm wondering how they're gonna, I don't know, sort like quote unquote reskin it to be Mando era.
They're clearly breaking down the timeline a little bit and just kind of making it Star Wars land. I think the timeline is a little less important now.
Okay, so hear me out on this, right?
Because they added Luke they added the Mandalorian era Luke.
Well, only Disneyland has it. Only Disneyland has like Ahsoka, Boba Fett, Luke, and the Mando and all that.
There are reasons for that. There's
do tell.
So supposedly it's based on the interactions that they have at the parks and with the attendees. Disneyland has a very local audience for the most part that is used to interacting with characters. Disney World has a very international attendance that has a wide variety of cultures and different perceptions of how to interact with characters. And so having characters walking around in the park creates a much more unexpected experience for the people in the suits with such a wide variety of cultures coming together. Whereas at Disneyland, that's a little less varied, a little more predictable.
In my culture,
that's my understanding.
In my culture, it's customary to pull your head tails, Ahsoka.
Not so much, but I just think it's just acceptable to have a little more hands-on experience with some cultures and not others. And just, I think they just are handling it a little differently for the two different parks.
I don't know. Okay, so hear me out on this. What if, and this is what I've always thought that they should do for Galaxy's Edge. Like, let's just say like once a year, or maybe every, I don't know what the cycle should be. Maybe it's 2 years or 3 years. They literally reskin the entire Batuu. So like you go there and during the next season, right? Like I'll call it a season, you could visit Batuu during the Clone Wars era. And, you know, like even the way that the cast would talk or reference things, like if you say Empire, they'll be like, what are you talking about? Like you could have Clone Trooper.
You mean the Republic?
Right. Yeah. Or, you know, or you have it during the dark times, right? When the Empire is at its height.
Have
right?
Vader walking around.
I mean, we've seen how they do it with the sequel era already. There's nothing stopping them from doing that for other eras.
I mean, they could. So if you break down the details of Batuu, they could get away with just switching out. Is it Kylo's ship? There's the ship. Like Kylo's they could switch that out. They could take the First Order banners down, put whatever else they want. But really, it's really Kylo's ship. I mean, there's the other ship on top of Docking Bay, but like
that could be
that's generic ship. Like,
you know what they need to do before they do that? They need to establish that Batuu was around before that era. So like write it into something that is either prequel or even before or whatever, just to show it's been around longer than just throw it in there anywhere. Just to show that it's been around longer than the sequel.
They actually did establish that it existed in the Clone Wars. I know where Steven's going with this. Yeah. So because it was mentioned in one of the Thrawn books. So Anakin and Thrawn go there in the second Thrawn book in the modern Thrawn ones.
And when you walk into Oga's Cantina, you can see the blaster bolts that they reference in the book.
So there you go.
Yeah, because they do visit Oga's Cantina.
Lucasfilm,
off that more. Yeah.
Lucasfilm, we know you're listening. I have an idea. You're gonna want to write this down. In the Ahsoka movie that's being made, right? Or is it Ahsoka movie or Ahsoka?
Next Mando movie.
Okay, but so the next season of Ahsoka, we're right because we're on season 2 of Ahsoka.
Yeah, and then there's a film coming later.
In a flashback scene, because you know there's going to be flashback scenes when Ahsoka's younger in the Clone Wars era. Just slip in a little Batuu reference somewhere. That way, it's film canon.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Yeah, if you can place other characters or other moments, you know, with that,
it's a good idea.
Then you can use it.
Button up all the timelines here. You know what I mean?
Dude, imagine like in 2027, they reskin the entire park to coincide with the new movie about the squadron or whatever, right? Ryan Gosling's movie. And the whole park is the New Republic. You know, like
or make it Nar Shaddaa, bro. No, it'll be a hit. Make it Nar Shaddaa.
So going down the details even too of like, look, Anakin's ship is already there. Like there's ships from all eras in the timeline. So I mean, really, the Kylo thing. Like, what if they replace the Kylo ship with a LAT? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, they just need to drop like a TIE fighter there or something that's a little more generic.
Something.
No,
more...
but see, that's the cool thing is every 2 to 3 years you go there to see what the new ship is. They're just They're getting so much repeat revenue from the same people. To see one,
but you know what? But the cost of doing that compared to the amount they're making by doing nothing is probably minimal. You know,
changing out some flags versus changing out an entire multi-million dollar ship is two entirely different budgets.
I'm sure we're not pioneering this idea. You know, I'm sure it's been like, why are we still doing First Order stuff when it's not that hot? You know, I'm sure.
I mean, there is plenty of room there for them to drop in something for a special event, like a more temporary prop, a wooden ship, not
They
a
could
full
do
metal.
a soft, reset,
a blow up, just a
something.
blow up, like a
Change
blow
the
up
flags,
or something.
hide the ship, whatever, change the flags and put clones walking around, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
Yeah. Honestly, they could drop some kind of facade in front of Kylo's ship
Imagine
and
the
not
amount
even
of
take the ship
Jedi.
away and just put a
Imagine the
facade.
amount of Jedis they could put instead of having like Mando or Boba walking around. Every single an Obi-Wan and Anakin and all the aliens.
The High
Just a bunch of bathrobes and they're done.
High Republic era. Imagine the High Republic era and all of Batuu is at peace.
Bro.
And there's like nothing shady
Yeah.
that needs to
Hey,
like.
You could put every Jedi.
Except for one Plagueis walking around in the shadows.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you could have him just peek behind a corner like this one random.
But back to the changes to the Smuggler's Run for when the film comes out. In addition to them adding the content, so they're changing the mechanics of the ride a little bit too. We talked about this, right? So when you're
Careful.
What?
Friendier.
No, they talked about. There's an article out there about this. If you're the engineer, what's the one?
Yeah,
there's one of the roles right now is kind of the least interactive.
Nobody wants to be the engineer.
Nobody wants to be the engineer. So if
yeah.
you're the engineer now in the new ride, like you'll be the one that they're changing the interaction for that role. So like I think you're the one that actually gets to interact with Grogu now in that version, in the new version. So you interact, and then there's some additional, like you get to make the decision on which planet you go to or something like that at the end.
Nobody's gonna want to be the pilot.
Yeah.
I like being the pilot.
Why?
It's fun.
I like being the pilot
Because
I just like doing
new
hyperspace
ride,
and going,
Yeah.
woohoo!
Because on the new ride, engineer is gonna get all the love.
Even better.
Well, the engineer position did suck because you couldn't really watch what you were doing. You couldn't really watch the screen.
You had to look at the wall because you're pushing the buttons.
Yeah.
You're looking for the button combination.
So they're making changes about that, but that's been known for a couple of months now. So,
yeah, pilot's the best. Han Solo scream, woohoo! That's hands down the best part.
Brian,
and when you have a bad pilot, ugh.
Were you with us when we did Chewie mode?
Nope, I've never done Chewie mode.
It's
I haven't
so good.
either.
Wait, you were? Who was I with when we did Chewie mode?
Not me.
Oh wait, did we do it the night of?
I think it was Star Wars night.
After our ride with John Favreau and Dave Filoni.
I can't remember.
Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess not.
Well, Baloney has a first name. It's D-A-V-E.
Okay.
All right.
Next up.
Raimi?
Next up. So StarWars.com went into the archives and resurrected and refreshed a full galaxy-wide star chart for the known Star Wars universe. If you go to StarWars.com and hit the Databank tab, you'll find a new menu option for Galaxy Map. And there you'll find an updated map, which you can zoom into and pan around. So, so this 4,000 by 4,000 pixel map can even be downloaded easily if you know how to work your browser, which I'd actually recommend doing, because this map was originally created in 2009 for the book Star Wars: The Essential Atlas, and then subsequently taken down. But they've updated it and put it back up as part of StarWars.com, where it will hopefully be around for a while. But you never know if they'll take it down again. So I actually have already downloaded a copy of it. And in addition to the map, they've also got a companion 59-page PDF linked on the page.
Wow.
That includes every planet and system ever maintained or ever mentioned in Star Wars, that's maintained as part of the Star Wars Timelines book. So that was put together by one of the book's authors, Jason Fry. So Jason also has an article about his work on the map available on his Substack page that you can go check out. So Steph's going to drop the link in the chat. So yeah, I mean, so not everything in the PDF is actually mentioned by name on the map, but you can at least reference where it gives you the coordinates like I-5 or J12. Like it'll tell you where on the map that planet or system is. so you can at least see like what neighborhood it's in or what else is around it. So again, you won't find everything called out on the map by name, but you will at least be able to see where in the system it is. So it's crazy. You can zoom way far in on this thing, and it's very detailed. It's got the unknown regions. You can see like Thrawn's home planet, all that stuff. I thought it was very interesting that apparently Star Wars is very right-sided. Like all of the unknown region is on the left, so apparently no spaceships know how to go to the left in Star Wars. So this is the way that the map is. This is very cool. So I recommend everybody go check it out.
That's cool.
Sick. Leaves a lot of room to add on the left there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it's not a 3D representation too, so who knows how,
right.
how
it's
that
only
really
one
works.
dimension.
Yeah. That is actually it for the news. Oh, I just Rachel mentioned that she'd put that on her wall. I do know that there is back in the 2010s, there was a poster version of that, of an earlier edition of that was available at Celebration. Because I know our buddy Clayton Sandell has that poster framed. If you go look at his stories on Instagram right now, he's got a picture that he took of himself with that poster, so you can see that it does exist. So that does exist out there somewhere. And honestly, this image is big enough you could have it printed if you wanted to.
As a wallpaper, like on your walls?
It's 4,000 by 4,000 pixels. You could have a decent sized print done of that and have it framed or something. I don't know about wallpaper, but
I get that tattooed on my back so I never get lost.
On your butt.
Wait till your sunburn goes away before you.
Oh my god.
On your butt. This isn't news, but a couple things because I was gone last week. John, I've been fully caught up on Paranoid. Loving Paranoid. On the alien one got me. That was my favorite. The alien one. I was like,
no,
I had things I wanted.
Those
to
moments.
Last week's episode 2, Killer of Killers. I watched it. Very nice.
Attaboy.
Very nice. That Predator animated movie, which I thought it was a show. I didn't know it was a movie.
Yeah.
Like, the movie, awesome. That was super choice. And for everyone asking, because I was getting a lot of messages, I put the Lowe's black spray paint link in the chat. So if anyone needs that,
Nobody asked. Nobody asked.
Everybody did. I have so many DMs. Dude.
Nobody.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
There was one message.
No, I got at least 12.
Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for us today. If you enjoyed listening, feed that algorithm and leave a 5-star review on your podcast app. Be sure to include that cake emoji for John.
Why? No more cake emojis. You guys are good. Save them. Save them for yourself. Eat that cake.
You can follow me at stevie.kicks on Instagram, sometimes on X. Gentlemen, let the listeners know where they can find you. Brian?
Sithin' ain't easy.
And John?
At pair_annoyed on Instagram.
And Raimi?
Batch.com.
All right. Thank you again, everybody, for listening to episode 142 of the Dad Batch podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for episode 143. Want to give a moment of silence for our friend Manny Paha. Passed away last week. TK52227. Rest in peace, brother. You are one with the Force. And until next time, enjoy your spice responsibly.